Have we not been streaming this whole time? Well, if you're just joining us, Simpson with a 23-9 lead here, playing very well. $9:13 remaining in this one. We'll have head coach of the women's team, Derek Pringle, join us after the media timeout. Both free throws good for Thacker. Simpson with a 15-point lead, and they stay in that full court press that has caused lots of problems here early on for West Coast Baptist. Here's Delamarter with a steal. He's going to go hard to the rim, and a whistle and a hard foul as Delamarter went to the ground. He gets up quickly, so he appears to be okay. The foul is going to be charged to Daniel Foster. Delamarter getting minutes off the bench here early on. Simpson with 3 straight games on 3 nights. Definitely going to be looking to go to their bench early in these games. Got to save their legs for their starters. They've also drawn 16 fouls already on West Coast Baptist, really attacking the rim. And they have such a great free throw shooting team as the second free throw is good from Delamarter. 16-point advantage. West Coast Baptist really struggling to even get some shots up here. The turnovers have been quite a few here early on as the ball is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay to the Eagles. So the lineups for Simpson, it's Anthony Williams, Shaquille Jones, Dalton Thacker, Josh Delamarter, and Rufus Humphrey. Here's a pull-up around the free throw line. Shot no good that time by Sisson. Offensive rebound, and the ball is thrown out of bounds. And another turnover for the Eagles. And Kurt Beeson can't be happy with the way his team has played. Very sloppy here in the early going. And Carlton, I mean, how tough is it to stay in a game when your team just keeps turning over the ball?
Well, it's pretty tough. I mean, if you're giving up the ball and the other team is scoring points every single time, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
keep the ball in order for you to score.
Right, it's exactly something that this team has struggled with tonight. Simpson running the clock down on this possession. Here's Williams, pulls up from about 14, and he scores. Simpson pouring it on here in the first half, now with 27-9 lead. Here's Vicente. Ball knocked away, and a late whistle and a foul has been called on Shaquille Jones, and he can't believe it. He thought he got all ball. Jones picks up his first personal, and we will have a timeout at the next whistle where head coach of the women's basketball team, Derek Pringle, will join us here and talk about his game that they just had. Here's Vicente for 3, it's good. And finally a little bit of offense there from West Coast Baptist, who was off to a hot start in about the first 3 minutes, but since then have been non-existent. Here's Jones. Hands off Williams. Williams right to the rim. Now to Humphrey. Humphrey goes up, and an offensive foul is called on Rufus Humphrey. And that will get us to a timeout. 7:39 remaining in this one. Simpson leads at 27-12. You're listening to Simpson Redhawks Radio Network. And we're back here on the campus of Simpson University. 7:39 remaining in this one. Simpson with a 27-12 lead. I'm joined by head coach of the women's team, Derek Pringle. And Derek, your team just took a tough loss to rival William Jessup, losing 62-61. How does it, I mean, how do you come back from a game where you guys really played so well and had a good chance to win? How do you bounce back and try to play better tomorrow when you guys face San Marcos?
I think take the positive things that we did well tonight. Offensive rebounds, 43-35. We did a pretty good job on that. We played hard for 40 minutes, I thought. Had a chance to win it and just ball didn't bounce our way. So
as there's a foul charge to Anthony Williams as he hit Sisson in the eye. And Coach, I mean, it was a very similar ending almost to last year's game against William Jessup, where you were down to 2 free throws to tie the game and send it to overtime. But how big was Esther Wofford in this one, who had 21 points in the first half? I mean, she had an incredible game.
She was huge. I mean, she's playing at a high level right now. I say All-American level for us right now. So I'm going to get everybody else on the same page and get some more scoring from other players on our team.
Ball's knocked out of bounds to the Redhawks, and another turnover for West Coast Baptist. You guys shot so well from the free throw line for about the first 30 minutes of the game. Then you struggled for about a 6-minute point. How big is it to have good free throw shooters? As there's a beautiful alley-oop pass nearly dunked home by Biskeen. How important is it to have players who can knock down free throws?
It's very important. I mean, it's 3 points, free throws, and how players can knock down free throws when it matters and helps the team out a lot.
Daniel Foster knocks down the jumper. Thacker the other way, tries for 3, doesn't hit anything. As now the ball goes out of bounds. And Coach, I know this was a tough one to swallow. You got to bounce back tomorrow. We talked about limiting the offensive rebounds for William Jessup, and I think your team did a great job of that tonight.
Yeah, they really did.
And really, I mean, that's something you can build on for tomorrow's game against San Marcos. What is your game plan going against San Marcos?
Very similar, kind of the same kind of team, Marcos and Jessup. A lot of penetrating and driving and get to the basket and crashing the offensive board. So we could do what we did tonight, tomorrow. A little better, be in good shape tomorrow to win.
As a shot no good by Vicente, Kirkland comes away with the rebound. And we talked about the rust in the broadcast, and we didn't really see a whole lot of it. It seemed like your team was ready to go. Talk about how when your team is practicing so hard out of this break, how impressive their play was tonight.
Very impressive. 10 days off, it's a long time off. And for them to come out and compete at a high level, to get out there defensively and even offensively be really sound, it was really good for me to see and very encouraging going forward to tomorrow's game and going to conference.
Well, obviously, foul trouble was a big factor tonight. We saw Brooke Blaisdell pick up 4. Wofford had 4. Lennox had to sit in the first half because of foul trouble. How important is it to keep your players out of foul trouble?
It's very important. You said 3 players that are key players for our team. First half, Lennox and Brooke had 2 fouls, and they were sitting the majority of the first half. So kind of changed our game plan. But with that said, I thought our players played well with that happening. I mean, Rihanna played well for us. Aubrey has good minutes. Listen Ann was huge tonight.
Huge.
So, and that happens. You got next girl up, step up and play, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, that's leading me into my next question. I was going to talk about Alyssa Ann, who has as the season has gone, her minutes have slowly increased, and it's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
Especially tonight. We talked about how great of an on-ball defender she is, probably the best on your team, you told me.
Yeah.
I mean, how important is her play off the bench for your team?
It's huge. So she's our energy player, our spark plug. And for her to go on the court, get the defensively, gets our team going. And we saw in our first half, within 2 minutes, we had a steal and a turnover. That's what she does pretty well.
And she's very, very good on ball. Vicente's free throw up and good. Simpson with a 28-15 lead with just under 6 minutes to play in this one. Well, you and I talked yesterday. We really didn't know what to expect from this William Jessup team.
Right.
But Alexander Rodriguez had 18, came out, knocked down 2 quick threes. How tough was it to stop her tonight?
Pretty tough. She's a good player. I knew she was. But the film, couldn't really see anything because the roster changes a lot. But good player. And some huge shots for him that changed the game, and she did a good job.
Kirkland is fouled off the pass from Corella. He'll get to the line. Both teams will be at the in the bonus the remainder of this first half. Well, Coach, you out-rebounded William Jessup by 10. And that was something that we talked about. I mean, your team, even though you got in foul trouble, your team did a great job of rebounding.
It did. It did.
And when there was one point where you had to go Fallon Greenhaw at the 5 because you're in such foul trouble. And we talked about how you badly did not want to do that yesterday.
Yeah.
But also today you went to a 4-guard lineup with 1 center. Talk to us about your game plan and your reasoning behind that.
Well, it changed up. I mean, our game plan was to have 2 bigs in the game, but foul trouble caused us not to have that. So we have some really good guards that can drive and get to the key.
And when your guys' game plan is pushing the floor, is it easier to push the floor when you have 4 guards on the floor?
It is. It really is. More speed, more ball handles on the court. It really is. Having Amber and Esther out there too is been awesome to have. So.
And Esther Walver just with an incredible game tonight. Coach, tomorrow take on San Marcos, another big game, a team that we both believe that you guys can beat.
Yes.
And we're very excited to watch that. I appreciate you for joining us up here.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll have you join us tomorrow night as well.
With the W.
Yeah, with the W. That would be great.
Yeah,
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
it.
Appreciate it. All right, thanks, Connor.
That is head coach Derek Pringle of the women's basketball team here at Simpson. Vicente's at the free throw line. Free throw up and good. Thacker back into the game as well as Della Martyr. And Carlton, Derek Pringle just said it. A heartbreaking loss. How do you get over a loss like that?
Man, that was a very tough loss. It came right down to the last 2 free throws. You know, you were saying a lot of positives they had in that game. I would just take those. They out-rebounded that Jessup team, who was a great offensive rebounding team. That's a great positive right there to have. They need to take that mentality to the next game.
That's
Rebounding's key.
Here's Thacker to the rim. A circus shot, and he scores it. Thacker with an impressive first half here for Simpson. 32-17, they lead. We'll set the lineups for you for Simpson. It's Thacker with Seiler, Della Martyr, Corella, and Kirkland. Here's Vicente inside. Up fake. Shot is blocked by Corella. A late whistle and a foul. Got him on the wrist. That'll send Vicente back to the line where he just hit 2 of 2. The lineups for West Coast Baptist, of course, Vicente with Foster, Sisson, Rasmussen, and Fox. We've seen Jim Holcomb play everybody available on his bench already in this one. And really, we expect to see that in the second half as well. And how important, Carlton, is it to have a team with such good depth?
Man, it's very important. They did not have this depth last year. They went into the final game with, I think it was about 8 or 9 players. At one point got into so much foul trouble that they had 5 guards on the court. So it is great to see the depth that they have this year and to see them using it this year.
There's a wild shot, no good for Simpson. Back the other way, here's Vicente now for 3. No good, rebound, battle for Seiler nearly comes away with it out of bounds to the Redhawks. 32-18 your score. We're under 5 minutes to play here in this first half. Simpson has a commanding lead. They've been really on top most of this game. As again tomorrow, they play San Marcos at 8 o'clock. As both men's and women's play San Marcos tonight. Simpson with 3 straight games. San Marcos, the #1 ranked team in the NAIA with some incredible players. We'll talk more about their matchup tomorrow night. Here's Seiler for 3, and he shuffled his feet before he let it go. So a turnover. Well, Simpson has looked really good here in this first half for not practicing for 11 days, just 2 practices before this game. And it's really surprising to see, Carlton, that they've been taking care of the ball so well.
Yes, that's one of the surprises. They aren't shooting as well as you would expect from a team that's been off for 11 days, but they have been handling the ball very well, surprisingly.
Here's Thacker, finds Kirkland for 3, shot no good. Thacker battles for the offense, rebound, comes away with it. Now swings out Kirkland again for 3. This one no good, rebound to Vicente. Kirkland claps his hands in frustration. He's had a mediocre year shooting the ball from long distance. Here's a 3 on the way from Foster, knocks it down. And really, he has unlimited range. We've seen him pull up from about 27 to 28 feet tonight and knock it down without much trouble. Maybe a little bit of a Jimmer Fredette in him. Here for Foster. Here's Corella. They leave him open from 15, and he's going to make them pay dearly from that area. 13-point lead for Simpson. Just over 3 minutes to play here in this first half. Not a lot of stoppages here in this one. A lot of high pace action. Here's another three on the way. It rattles in and out from Foster. Rebound battle for Thacker. Comes away with it. Here's Thacker. Swings Kirkland. Kirkland decides against the long ball. Now loses the ball. Comes back to Thacker. Thacker attacks on the baseline. Goes hard to the rim. Finishes with the right hand. Well, with Johnny Washburn out, Dalton Thacker has picked up the pace for Simpson. And how important is it to have a guy who can score the ball so well as Dalton, Carlson?
Well, he's their leading scorer. I mean, it's key right now with their second leading scorer out right now. And Marcus Kirkland is doing pretty good on defense. It's kind of sluggish right now on offense, but we're looking for him to pick it up later. But Dalton right now is shooting pretty good right now, carrying the team.
Yeah, very good percentage. Here's Corella with a step back. He knocks it down. Ian Corella, a prolific offensive scorer, got a great jumper with a range out to 18 feet. A great back to the basket player with the right hand as well as the left hand. And we've seen all those on display in his 4 years here at Simpson. Here's a three on the way from Rasmussen. Shot is no good. Here's a scoop to the rim and a block by Kirkland out of bounds. The length of Mark Kirkland at display right there as he swats that one out of bounds. Simpson with a 17-point lead. And head coach Jim Holcomb wants to call for time. 38-21 is the lead here in this one. 1:59 to go in the first half. You're listening to Simpson Redhawks Radio Network. And we're back here inside the cage at Simpson University. The men's Redhawks team leads by 17. So we take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Redhawks. They've had a tough time stringing wins together, and we'll see what they can do. Here's a three on the way from Rasmussen, no good. Rebound comes to West Coast Baptist. It's thrown off the leg of Seiler out of bounds. We take a look at the upcoming schedule. They've only gotten 2 wins together. They win tonight against West Coast Baptist. As here's a tough shot on the way from Sisson. No good. Rebound Marcus Brown. Well, tomorrow night they play Cal State San Marcos, another tough team. Here's Delamarter up faking. Swings out to Seiler. Down low Thacker. Thacker double team. Swings Corella. 16-footer on the way. Shot no good, battle for the rebound, and it comes to West Coast Baptist. The Eagles now pushing the floor. Simpson will play William Jessup on Wednesday. That will be at 7:30 start time, as that'll be our only our only game of the day. Here's a tough three on the way from Pinson. It's up and good. And so far here in this first half, West Coast Baptist is exclusively scoring from the outside. Really, Simpson's done a great job of not letting them inside the paint. One of Coach Holcomb's keys to tonight's game. Here's Thacker, comes off a screen, swings out Brown. Brown now with it on the right side, holding 15 on the shot clock. Corella calling for the ball. They go now to Thacker. Thacker on the right side. Thacker now attacks the left hand. The step back, tough fall away jumper off the back of the iron, no good. The rebound called goes to the Eagles. Here's a three on the way from Pinson. This is no good. Delamarter with the rebound. Under 30 seconds to play. Simpson now going to hold for the last shot as the shot clock has turned off. Dalton Thacker running the point, now hands off to Marcus Brown. Now 15 on the clock. Brown with it on the left side, 9 on the clock, now they go to Delamarter. Delamarter hands off Thacker, he tries 4-3, yes! Dalton Thacker from long distance, as that will end the first half. An impressive defensive first half for the Redhawks. They have a 41-24 lead. We will be back for the halftime stats for you. You're listening to Simpson Redhawks Radio Network.
Being here at Simpson showed me that having a faith.
Got to hear the hearts of some of the people that.
Most impactful thing for me here being at Simpson is
the big reason why I chose Simpson was the Christian atmosphere and just
I was a cultural studies major.
It's
Christian college. My name is Rachel and I've been here for 3 years. I chose Simpson because what it had to offer me was what I wanted. Life as a nursing student is intense and different. It's unlike any other students here. We are either here in the classroom, in the sim lab, or the hospital. We learn to see people as a whole individual, not just treating them medically. Here we're taught to also deal with their mind and spirit emotions. I'm a part of someone's birth or someone's death or a pivotal moment in time for them. As a student, it's really good preparation for my career because what I'm doing here is what I'm going to be doing at my job.
We welcome you back here to Simpson University. Game 4 of the day. This one between the Simpson Redhawks men's basketball team taking on West Coast Baptist. If you missed it, we had an incredible game earlier from the women's team going against William Jessup, losing by 1. Well, we have the halftime stats brought to you by Gatorade. Dalton Thacker leads everybody in scoring here in the first half with 16, already above his season average, really picking up the slack for a hurt Johnny Washburn, who hopefully will be ready to go tomorrow night. Vicente for West Coast Baptist has 11. He's been playing very well, but the difference tonight has been the field goal percentage. The Simpson with a 17-point lead here at the half. Simpson 14 of 34 from the floor with 41%. 8 of 28 for West Coast Baptist. Half of those attempts are from the line, three-point line, excuse me. They're 4 of 14, really struggling from there. In Carlton, we can talk about many things that happened in this first half, but really the defense of Simpson has been impressive, making sure that West Coast Baptist has not got to the rim. How important is it to have a team that can keep the defense settled and have a good team defense?
Well, Connor, that is very important. Right now, they have Marcus Kirkland in for Johnny Washburn because of the injury, and he is more of a defender than Johnny Washburn is. Washburn is more of a scorer. He's their second leading scorer. So right now, they're actually doing more of a press, and it's really hurting the opposing team right now, really killing them. They had, I don't know how many turnovers they had. They had at one point 3 turnovers in a row early in the game.
And well, West Coast Baptist with 11 turnovers in the first half, as opposed to just 3 assists. Simpson with 7 turnovers as well as 7 assists, but a big number, 8 steals for Simpson, and they have 13 points off turnovers. So that goes into what you were just saying, Carlton, how good this defense has been getting into passing lanes, getting hands on balls when they are dribbling, and getting steals. Well, we are just about ready here for the second half. The lineups to start off this second half brought to you by Subway. They are your Eat Fresh starting lineups. The same starters for Simpson: Shaquille Jones, Anthony Williams, Dalton Thacker, Mark Kirkland, and Ian Corella. For West Coast Baptist, it's Davey Sisson, Jared Pinson, to go along with David Fox, John Bertram, and of course Daniel Foster with 11. He tries a deep 3 on the way, shot no good. Good box out for Simpson. Mark Kirkland comes away with the rebound ahead to Shaquille Jones. Jones to the rim, and he loses it on the way up, and a whistle and a foul. Looked like there was a lot of ball on ball there, as the foul will be charged to Pinson. Second foul on Pinson. Simpson looking to run away with this one here early in the second half as they continue to play great defense. Take a look at the rebounding leaders here so far. Anthony Williams with 6, doing a great job of getting the loose rebounds. First free throw up and good for Jones. Jones, a 62% free throw shooter this year. That's an improving from last year where he shot just 58%. Second free throw off the front of the iron, no good. And here comes West Coast Baptist on the move. Here's a cross-court pass and nearly an open 3, but he decides to pass it up. Is Pinson. Pinson now holding it with Anthony Williams on it. Here's Thacker, comes away with a steal. Thacker to the rim, and he lays it up, and it's no good. Williams nearly tips it in. A tough miss that time for the Redhawks. Here's Pinson, dissecting the defense. Now finds Foster. Foster back to Pinson. Pinson, a great perimeter shooter, kicks out to Sisson. Sisson off a screen. Now finds Pinson. Pinson back to Sisson. Here's a jumper on the way. Shot no good. Jones comes away with it. Now pushing the floor. Here comes Simpson. Beautiful pass setting up Kirkland. Kirkland to the rim. Scores it and a foul. Beautiful assist that time from Shaquille Jones. He leads the team in that category at 3 a game. And Kirkland will get to the line looking for his 8th point of the night. Well, Kirkland having to deal with a little bit of a different role in tonight's game. And Carlin, let's talk about how important he's been coming off the bench, but even more important since he's had to step up for Johnny Washburn.
Definitely been important. Johnny Washburn is, like you said, their second leading scorer. So he has big shoes to fill tonight, and he's doing it really good on defense.
And he completes the three-point play now with 8 points. Here is Sisson. Here's a three on the way. Shot no good from Fox. And here's Anthony Williams now with it. 1-on-3. Gets inside, draws the contact, and he scores it. What a tough move that time from Anthony Williams. Going through the defense, splitting a triple team, and then scoring with the right hand. Here comes a double team, a steal for Kirkland. Here come the Redhawks, and an alley-oop pass is mishandled by Thacker, out of bounds and a turnover. They tried to get a little fancy that time, and it turns out to be the turnover. 23-point lead for the Redhawks, their largest of the season. Here's Foster. Pass knocked away and a steal. Here's Williams with it. The high flyer Williams to the rim, and he lays it up and in over the defense. Sisson just not tall enough to contest that shot. We thought we might see Williams go for a dunk that time, but not this time. Here's a ball knocked away and a steal. And it seems like every pass here in this second half, Simpson is getting a hand on.
They are putting so much pressure on West Coast Baptist.
Shaquille Jones nearly gets an offensive foul, maybe a little bit of a flop that time. You're not going to get that call up 15. Here's a scoop to the rim, decides to hand it off to Bertram. It goes out of bounds, and yet another turnover. 14th on the night for West Coast Baptist. And Kurt Beeson just has his head in his hands right now. 17:45 remaining in this one. Simpson in control. Ball thrown to the right side now to Jones. Jones creating space. The lob pass Corella. He's by himself and lays it in. Great execution that time. The defense fronts Corella. They bring the help side defense out of the way by bringing Williams back to the top of the key. And it's an easy two for Corella. Here's a baseline drive, and there's a steal by Jones. 3-on-2. Jones inside, finds Corella. Now it goes off the backboard. Jones gets it back, and now we'll set up the offense. Here's Williams, left wing three. No good. Rebound battle forward. It comes to Daniel Foster. Foster now with it. Ahead to Sisson. Goes to the rim. Left hand shot up and no good. And he will head to the line. Kirkland picks up his second. And Simpson playing very well tonight. Definitely a building block. We talked to Coach Holcomb today about how important these three games are for this team. They've had quite a long home stretch. They have 3 straight here. And how important is it, Carlton, to play in your home court and to play in the place that you practice every day?
Well, it's huge. Being on the road, it's tiring. And it's just tough on the body, just having to play against the opposite team who has the momentum because their crowd is just on their side. So it probably feels really good for them to be home finally.
Well, yeah, traveling is such a tough thing for these college students to do. As there's a beautiful pass to Corella, layup up and good, a beautiful feed from Williams. Simpson now leading by 28. Here comes the double team. And a cross-court pass now inside. Beautifully done there by West Coast Baptist. And the easy finish that time from Bertram. That's the first time we've seen them break this pressure from Simpson and get an easy bucket out of it.
That's the first time we've even seen them get inside, actually, Connor.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting anything in the paint. Here's Jones. Loses the ball, stays with it now inside. Now dribbles it back. They want a double dribble call. Here's a cross-court pass, Williams. He's going to try 4-3. That's no good. Good box out that time from Pinson. Pinson now to Davey Sisson. Swings out. Here's a 3 on the way from Foster. It's good. Daniel Foster from long distance. He continues to shoot a high percentage from there. Now 3 of 8. That's 38%. A 40% shooter from there on the year. Here's a foul charge to Pinson. Trying to get a denial steal as Thacker was posting up. Oh, so this is something very similar we saw in the first half. About 5 minutes gone by. We see Seiler and Rufus Humphrey check into the game. And how big are these guys off the bench for the Redhawks, Carlton?
These guys are key. Rufus is a great inside presence for them. He's working on his outside shot, but he is big. And Sam, you already know, Sam Seiler is one of their biggest three-point shooters on the team already. That kid just lets it fly.
Thacker misses the three-point attempt. The rebound is controlled by West Coast Baptist. Shaquille Jones has been a great job putting the pressure on Sisson tonight. Here's a deep three from Foster. This one is no good. Rebound battle for it comes to Kirkland. Kirkland now stays with it. Beautiful spin move in the open court. Sets up the no-look to Thacker. Lace it up and in. A little Magic Johnson pass that time for Mark Kirkland. Sets up Thacker beautifully. Here's Rufus Humphrey. Humphrey now looking ahead to Kirkland. Kirkland looking to do it again. He finds Thacker. Right corner three on the way. Yes! Dalton Thacker. Another incredible performance from him. He has 21 on the night. Kirkland with back-to-back assists. And when we see Simpson run the floor, they do such a great job of finding the open man. Here's a three on the way, no good. Rebound comes to Thacker. Thacker almost loses the ball, now gets it back, goes behind the back with a dribble in the open court, finds Jones. Jones passes up a straightaway three, gets inside, and a whistle and a travel.
Yeah, Connor, it seems that West Coast Baptist has completely abandoned even going outside. They're just taking every three that they have possible.
Yeah, they just like to cast those long balls. As now substitutions for the Redhawks. Marcus Brown coming in, as well as Paskeen. Kirkland, the only starter still in the game. As here is a three on the way from West Coast Baptist, no good. Shot bounces off the top of the backboard and then comes out to West Coast Baptist. Simpson in the 2-3 zone. Here's a three on the way from Sisson is good. Sisson out of the Philippines, an international player, knocks down that try, the junior 5'11". Here's an awful pass from Seiler. Don't know what he was thinking there. And a turnover. Threw it right to the defense that time. Here's a beautiful take inside Sisson, another corner three. This one's no good. Beautiful job that time by Paskeen, tipping it out to Marcus Brown. And now he slows the pace. It's good to see Marcus Brown get minutes, the freshman out of Houston, Texas. The guy we haven't seen play a whole lot this year, but we've seen him in practice play so well. It's good to see him get a chance here today. As there's an offensive foul as Sisson was knocked over by Brown, and a turnover. Vicente back into the game, as well as Rasmussen. Josh Delamarter into the game for Kirkland. Simpson now with all five bench players in. And how important is it to get what is becoming a blowout win and to be able to get your bench involved so much in these games?
Well, after a 11-day rest, this is huge momentum for them, getting this amount of points right now and this early in the half and being able to execute their offense real well.
Here's a steal by Foster, just took it away from Humphrey. Now looked like he was going to try a three, decides against it. Well, as much as the Eagles like to shoot the long ball, they don't take a lot of bad attempts. Here's a corner three on the way, no good. Offensive rebound now for Pinson. We've seen them take a lot of threes, 24 in fact, but none of them have been well contested. Most of them have been open. They just haven't had an easy try scoring. Here's Vicente, scores it over the top of Paskeen. Beautiful move that time. And he has 13. Here's Seiler with it up top. Comes off a screen now from Delamarter. Attacks with the left hand. Now pulls it back out. Looks inside for Humphrey. And Delamarter had a mismatch. They just missed it. Here comes a double screen now for Marcus Brown. Hesitates. Nearly loses the ball. Might have gotten away with the travel. Shot clock now at 8. Here's Humphrey from about 17 on the right wing. Too strong rebound. Comes to Sisson. Here is a 2-on-2 break. Beautiful pass to Vicente. Goes up and he's fouled and will get to the line. Nice setup that time from Davey Sisson. Sisson has 3 assists tonight. That'll get us to our first media timeout. 11:44 remaining in this one. Simpson with a commanding lead. They are up by 23, 58-35. You're listening to Simpson Redhawks Radio Network. Amon Vicente at the line, 6'6" sophomore out of Everett, Washington. Pretty solid night for him. He's got 13 points, looking to add to that here. First one is up and good. Ian Corella back into the game, as well as Anthony Williams. Carl Galindez checks into the game, getting his first look off the bench for head coach Kurt Beeson. And, you know, we talked to Jim Holcomb about this before the game today, as the second free throw is good. As when this team gets out on the open floor, how tough they are to hang with. And when they can tire teams out so quickly. We've seen a lot of players on West Coast Baptist bent over at the waist trying to get some air. Simpson just pushing the floor so well. Here's Marcus Brown with it now on the right side. Comes off a screen from Biskeen, now throws Delamarter. He's going to try a corner three, no good. Vicente clears it with the rebound. His sixth on the night. Vicente attacks. Ball's knocked away. Here's Delamarter with a steal. Now hands off to Biskeen. Biskeen, not a bad ball handler, can really take control. Here's Corella inside. Tries to throw a behind-the-back pass. And it goes out of bounds. Trying to get a little too fancy that time. You can see the look of disgust on assistant coach's Adrian Russell's face with that pass. He does not like to see things like that, especially when they don't work out. Simpson leading by 21. Inside, here's a take to the rim and a foul, as Rasmussen will get to the free throw line with 10:51 remaining here in this one. Simpson has had a commanding lead really ever since there was 5 minutes gone by in the first half, as Shaquille Jones comes to the scorer's table. I imagine we'll see the starters get one more stint, and then it'll be the bench the rest of the night, especially when you have 3 games back to back to back in 3 days. It is so tough on these players' legs. Thacker checks back in as well. Biskeen remains in. Second free throw good, 19-point game. West Coast Baptist making a little bit of a run. They had Corella on the backside lob, decide not to go against it. Here's Jones to the rim. Shot is blocked by Vicente, and that'll a late whistle and a foul. Third foul on Vicente. Jones will get to the line. He's got a smile on his face as he heads to the free throw line. It's always good to have a game like this, Carlton, to get the team morale up, get everybody involved. You're up by 19 here with 10 minutes to go. You just don't want to let this game get back into being a game where West Coast Baptist cuts it down to 15 or even 10.
Definitely, yeah. They've been doing a really good job of getting Ian the ball when he's been in there. And Dalton, as usual, their leading scorer, has just been on fire tonight.
Yeah, he's got 21 points, 4 rebounds for him, and actually pretty limited minutes. Didn't play all that much in the first half. Yes, second free throw good for Jones as he hits both. Rasmussen just checked back into the game for Kurt Beeson. And it's back to a 21-point game. Here is a steal for Jones. Jones finding Williams to the rim, and a posterized dunk for Anthony Williams over the top of Davey Sisson. And a big roar from Anthony Williams as he comes back down the floor. And a great setup that time from Shaquille Jones.
That's the Anthony Williams we're used to seeing.
That is. As Vicente goes to the rim, he's fouled. Well, Williams very, very athletic. And you see him and Shaquille Jones share a little laugh here. I mean, when you have a play like that, there's a whole lot to laugh about. Vicente looked like he was hitting the head, trying to get those stars out of his sight. 19 turnovers for West Coast Baptist tonight. Rufus Humphrey comes into the game for Justin Biskeen. Biskeen's had a nice night, 6 points, 4 rebounds off the bench, as he will take a seat. Here we see Johnny Washburn now has joined Simpson on the bench here for this one. We hope that he'll be available tomorrow night. Here's Thacker inside, finds Corella. Corella now out to Humphrey, now left side Jones. Jones passes up an open look, finds Thacker. Thacker now goes baseline, swings to Williams. Great ball movement for Simpson. Now they slow it down. Probably 7 passes have been made in very limited time And a whistle and a travel.
Wow, what great offense just to end in a travel, Connor.
Yeah, it was, great possession. Looked like everyone was trying to get somebody else involved. I mean, multiple times they had open looks, just passed him up. Simpson in a 3-2 zone here. Something we haven't seen a lot of them in the first semester, but something Holcomb's looking to add in the second semester. Here's Vicente for 3. Yes! Iman Vicente.
He's been the one bright spot for them tonight, Connor.
Yeah, he's done a really good job scoring the ball. He's got 16, a impressive shooting percentage as well, up around 47%, as Ian Carella sticks it in off the window. Back to a 21-point lead. Under 9.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. Jones nearly comes away with a steal. Jones, such a quick player, really disrupts any point guard on the offense and the defensive end.
He's been in every single passing lane tonight. He's looking to get every steal he can.
Here's Rasmussen, corner 3. It's good. And, David Fox with the long ball. Really, it's the only way that this team has stayed in this game has been the long ball. They have 8 of them. Here's a steal, an errant pass that time by Jones, as Vicente throws it to Galindez, who finishes. And just like that, it's a 16-point game. West Coast Baptist making a little push here, and you do not want to see them get back into this game if you are head coach Jim Holcomb. Here's Thacker with it up top. Now Jones. Jones lob pass Carella by himself, lays it in. Well, it looked like Iman Vicente just gave up on that possession. Fronting Carella, had no backside help. And I believe we will have a timeout at the next whistle. Here's Vicente, guarded closely by Williams. Now back up top to Sisson. Sisson back to Vicente, now inside. Sisson goes up, swings it back out to Fox. Shot clock now at 15. They go to the corner to Sisson. He attacks out the dribble inside. Beautiful feed into Fox. Shot is up and no good. It goes out of bounds, and now a late whistle and a foul. Foul's charged to Carella, and that will get us to a timeout. Simpson leading by 16, 66-48. The Eagles making a little push here with 8 minutes to go. You're listening to Simpson Redhawks Radio Network. .753 remaining in this one from Simpson University. Welcoming you back inside the broadcast booth. Carter Sutton here doing the play-by-play with my partner sitting to my right, Carlton McAllister, in his first game as a color commentator. And he's done a fabulous job for us here in this one. We look to see him in the remainder of this tournament, as here is West Coast Baptist. Vicente's going to try about a 26-footer. No good. Offensive rebound, Fox. Fox puts it back up and in off the tip.
West Coast Baptist has come out with a lot more energy these last couple of minutes.
And they really have. Here's Delamarta with it down low. Beautiful spin move. He was hit on the arm, but apparently it was blocked out of bounds. Jones in the corner saying, hey man, I was wide open.
Yeah, Vicente's doing it now on defense and offense.
Well, we've seen him have a tough time with Carella tonight, as here's Thacker off a screen, pulls up from about 17, no good. Williams battling for the loose ball, nearly comes away with it. Here's Vicente now with it. Swings out now. Here's a wide open 3 attempt from Foster. Yes! 13-point game, and just like that, the Eagles have cut this lead nearly in half and have made it a game.
Yeah, West Coast Baptist has come out on fire. They're passing the ball well, and they're getting inside to the paint where they haven't been getting all game.
DeLamarter, he traveled, and a rookie mistake there from the freshman Josh DeLamarter. But we've seen him play very well tonight as he's going to check out this one, and we're going to likely see the starters back as Simpson really trying to put this game away, but West Coast Baptist shoots a lot of threes. You will see them get a little hot, and they will make it a game. I mean, it is a college basketball team. You don't expect them to just lie down and take the loss. Here's Vicente. Now throws right side. Here's Rasmussen, pulls up from about 16, shot no good. Rebound battle for Williams, comes away with it. Now throws to Mark Kirkland. Kirkland on the break. To Jones. Jones pump fakes for 3, attacks the left hand, goes up, and a whistle and a foul is on the pass. Just the 5th team foul. It'll be on Galindez, his first. Galindez getting some more minutes here in the second half as head coach Kurt Beeson sticking with this lineup that has gotten him pretty much back into this game. Simpson needs a bucket here after going 4 trips without a score. Here's Kirkland with it on the right side. They go down low to Corella. Corella holding. Here in the triangle offense, Corella now faking the spin, loses the ball with 20 on the shot clock. They go down low, Rufus Humphrey, and Humphrey's bumped from behind and a foul. Humphrey was battling for a position with Mark Rasmussen and got the bucket. .6:15 to go in this one, 13-point game. As now we see Davey Sisson come back into the game as Galindez exits. And here's Jones to the rim. Beautiful backdoor play. Well, it looked like it was going to be close to a 5-second call, but Shaquille Jones with the back cut gets an easy lay-in and a much-needed bucket there for the Redhawks. Here's Vicente isolating on Ian Corella. Now a beautiful spin move towards the middle that hangs in the air. Shot no good. Corella comes away with a rebound. Hands off Anthony Williams. Williams now splits the defense. Here come the Redhawks. To Kirkland. Throws to Corella. Corella knocks over Sisson, and they get tangled now down low. Vicente chatting with the referee. One an offensive foul. Here is Corella and a whistle and a foul. And now Vicente is chatting with the referee quite a bit. Fourth personal on Vicente, and if we see Vicente foul out, that would be a huge loss for West Coast Baptist, being the leader scorer tonight. He has 19.
Yeah, he's been the one bright spot for them tonight, so it would be real tough to have him foul out.
5 of 12 from the floor, 7 of 10 from the line, as Corella will step to the strike. Corella tonight with 12 points, 5 rebounds. 6 of 9 from the floor. His first free throw attempts of the game. Justin Biskeen and Sam Seiler back into the game. And really, Carlton, a guy like Ian Corella, so big, so strong, you'd like to see him attack the basket more and get to the foul line as much as possible.
Well, that's exactly what I was saying in the beginning. That's one of the things I was looking for Simpson to do, is get the ball to Ian Corella, to Justin Biskeen, and Rufus Humphreys, and get them. They're the bigger team tonight.
They really are. Free throw good from Corella, as he goes 2 of 2 now with 14 points. Lead is back to 17. 5.5 to play in this one. And really it's going to have to be here's a 3 on the way, no good. It's going to have to be a joint effort from West Coast Baptist to come back. Ball loose on the floor, diving for it is Bertram, comes away with it. And a new shot clock and possession for West Coast Baptist. Here's Sisson getting inside, swings back out. Here's a wide open right wing 3 from Rasmussen, no good. Jones with the rebound. Holcomb putting up the stop sign for Shaquille Jones, wanting them to hold the ball a little bit. Here's Biskeen to the rim. Heavy contact, and he scores it. Justin Biskeen tonight having a wonderful night off the bench with 8 points, looking to make it 9 from the strike. Another guy stepping up in the absence of Johnny Washburn and Gabe Valencia. 72 now to 72-53. As Simpson will be at the line for the remainder of this game. As we look forward to tomorrow night's game against San Marcos, a very tough team as the free throw is no good. And now Sam Seiler picks up the foul. That'll get Sisson to the line. His second personal. So both teams will be in a penalty for the remainder of this one. They play Cal State San Marcos tomorrow night, 8 p.m., same as tonight. And then on Wednesday night, that will be a 7:30 start time. And that one we will start sharply at 7:30. Tomorrow night, it just kind of depends on how the earlier games in the tournament go. So they play William Jessup on the 31st of December on New Year's Eve. Their next game after that is at William Jessup on the 15th of January. Free throw up and good that time from Sisson, 17-point game. And really, this game is close to being over. Here's Jones inside, nowhere to go, but finds Corella. Corella swings back to Kirkland. Kirkland now back to Jones. Passes up on the 3 attempt, now finds Kirkland. Kirkland now to Corella, to Seiler. Seiler attacks the left hand, all the way to the rim. And an offensive foul. And we'll see what happens here. Yeah, it's going to be an offensive foul. It was going to be no basket regardless, as it was an offensive goaltend on Biskeen. Seiler's he's so good at attacking with that left hand.
Definitely. That's one of the things that he definitely practiced on this offseason is getting to the basket with that left hand.
Well, he was on the developmental team in his freshman year, redshirted last year, and really is coming to his own as a player for Simpson this year off the bench. And with so many seniors this year, he's one of those guys you can say that he might be a big contributor next year. Here's a tough fall away. No good from Pinson as Seiler now has it. Up top to Kirkland. 4 minutes to play in this one, a 17-point game. As he swings now to Seiler. Seiler with very deep range, but is very, very conservative with his shot attempts. Here's a kick ball as Dalton Thacker will check into the game here for Justin Biskeen. They go down low to Thacker on the right block. He's quickly double teamed. And there's a whistle and a foul, and that'll get Dalton Thacker to the line. Thacker tonight, impressive shooting performance, above 50% from not only the field, at 50% from three-point land, and he's yet to miss a free throw. Also has 4 rebounds and an assist. Well, he's such a prolific scorer, able to shoot the ball very well. First free throw, no good, and an offensive foul. Sam just picked up his 5th personal. Seiler, a guy who doesn't pick up a lot of fouls often, and will go to the other end to shoot free throws. Going back to Dalton Thacker Carlson, I mean, not only can he score from the perimeter, he's so good at getting inside. He's a big, strong guy, can hang in the air, draw contact, and finish, and really, it makes him so tough to guard.
Definitely, he can finish with both hands. He can shoot. He shoots at will. He has no, I can't think of the word right now. No hesitation. That's the word I was looking for, Connor.
Well,
no hesitation at all.
He can't take a bad shot. He's such a good scorer. As Sisson goes to the rim, he's such a good scorer. You really never see him take a shot that you're like, you know what, he can't make that, because he can. Anywhere across half court, he can knock it down. Here's Kirkland on the left side. Now to Corella, now to Seiler. Just over 3 minutes to play. We see Rufus Humphrey and Anthony Williams come to the table, as well as Vicente. Jones, 4-3. No good. Rebound comes to the Eagles. Foster clears the board. He's got 8 rebounds on the night. Beautiful pass inside, but mishandled by Bertram. A pocket pass that time, just wasn't able to grab it, and a turnover. That is turnover number 19 for West Coast Baptist. We've seen Simpson's turnover numbers really increase here in the second half, now up to 18, but their assist numbers have been fabulous as well at 15. Here's a backdoor to Thacker, lays it up, and in a late whistle to foul. He's got it. Well, the offense has been incredible tonight. Field goal percentage is starting to get up near 50%, 26 of 55 at 47%. And have gotten to the free throw lines 23 times tonight. Also, they're out-rebounding West Coast Baptist, 39-32. Three-point play is completed by Dalton Thacker, 75-57. This one is all but over here from Simpson University. We've seen them play an incredible game, not only offensively, but defensively as well. Here's Vicente with it. Attacks to the right hand. Here's a steal from Anthony Williams. Williams to the rim, and a hard foul. And Williams hits the deck hard, and a loud scream, as it did not look very pretty as he hit the deck, as the trainer now comes over, and he is in a lot of pain on the ground. That is something you never want to see in sports. Williams, such a high flyer, and you know that is a risk for guys who can get up in the air.
Man, that'll be a big blow if they lose another starter.
Yeah, with Johnny Washburn on the bench as well as Anthony Williams, this team could be in dismay for tomorrow night's game. He does get up.
He was holding his wrist, it looks like.
Oh, it was his wrist. I didn't know if it was a leg or what. He didn't appear to be that injured.
Yeah, I saw him grab his wrist. I don't know, though.
Well, he's going to shoot the free throws. It looks like it's his right wrist. The yell might have been more for wanting to get the dunk, but a hard foul that time from Davey Sisson. He got dunked on earlier, and I did guarantee he didn't want that to happen again. Free throw, no good for Williams. Corella will come in for Williams if he makes this free throw. 2:14 to go in this one. Very thankful that Anthony is able to continue. Second one is good, and he will come out, and I imagine he'll head straight to the training room to get that checked out, because in about 24 hours, he's going to have to get ready for another game. 76-57, 19-point advantage for the Redhawks. Here's a step back three on the way, and no good from Daniel Foster. Goes out of bounds to the Redhawks. We are at the 2-minute mark, and Carlton, it has been a fun day of basketball. Even though the women's team did not take home the victory, it was a very good game.
That was a great game, Connor. That was a great game.
We saw
great
Esther
finish.
Wofford. We saw Esther Wofford lead the way with 26 points, as there's a loose ball foul as Jones goes to the floor.
Yeah, Connor, they're looking to do the same thing tomorrow. Hopefully to get a good win against that San Marcos team. And the men's team is also playing San Marcos tomorrow,
So
who is
we'll
ranked
see
number 1.
number 1 in the NAIA.
That should be a good game, a really good test of how well Simpson is progressing this far in the season.
So Williams comes out of the locker room now with ice on his right elbow. So
elbow, okay.
we now have confirmation that it is on the elbow and not the wrist. So it might have just been maybe a little bit of a bone bruise, but it's good to see him on the bench. Biskeen, Seiler, and Brown all check into the game with under 2 to play. Well, we saw Esther Wofford have a great game tonight. She had 26, 21 in the first half. We would like to see Fallon Greenhaw get a little more involved offensively. It's such a great scorer. But I think tomorrow night is a big, big game for the women's team, trying to get back on track to their winning ways.
Definitely. They need to get Emma Lindberg involved. She struggled significantly from the three-point line today.
Yeah, you can point that to having 10 days off and just, 3 practices. It's tough to come back and be in shape like you were every day. She was 0 of 6 from three-point land. Such a good three-point shooter. And hopefully we'll look to see her get it back on track tomorrow night.
Definitely. And keeping out of foul trouble, too, will be a huge factor for them tomorrow. If they can keep out of foul trouble, I think they should be fine tomorrow.
Yeah, this is a much-needed win. A team that with now 2-13 after the loss tonight against a team that also has 2 wins in San Marcos. As the free throw is no good. Here's Sisson to the rim, finishes strong with the left hand. Sisson has put together quite a nice game. He's got 12 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. But it is a 20-point game. We are 1 minute away from the final horn. Well, Simpson tomorrow playing against Blake Nash as his feet inside of Biscayne. Biscayne now in double figures with 10.
Yeah,
but
Connor,
Blake
you
Nash,
mentioned
such a tough player.
Yeah, you
Carlton
mentioned
talked
him.
about how good we watched him play today. He was just he's so talented.
He is very talented. The way he can dribble the ball and finish at the rim was significant. He did get into foul trouble early, but yeah, he finished the game.
Well, he's only started half the games this year for San Marcos.
Yeah, actually, he didn't even start today.
Yeah,
Actually, he came
started,
off the bench.
Yeah, that is correct. Akachi Akugo started this game, and then he started the second half. Here's a Brown with a drive to the rim. Shot no good. Shot clock is turned off here at Simpson University. 81-59 your score. As here is Foster now back up top to Sisson. Sisson pulls up from about 17. No good. Humphrey with the rebound, and they should hold the ball for the remainder of this one. Well, that will do it for this one. We hope you join us tomorrow night at 6 p.m. as the women's team takes on San Marcos. From all of us here at Simpson University, we thank you for joining us, and we hope you spend tomorrow night with us as well. For Carlton McAllister, I'm Connor Sutton saying so long. Your final score, 59 for West Coast Baptist, 81 for the Redhawks. You're listening, and you listened to the Redhawks Radio Network.